Here we go. Hey, everybody. Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. I hope you are doing great. So, Paul asked a question, which I thought was a great question. So, I would like to hear everyone's opinion on this. And if anybody has done this with garage door openers, please comment in the video. If you got something a little more personal, you can always email me at the daveadubson@gmail.com. I typically put in the description below. Otherwise, some of you do have my phone number. You can always text me, and we can arrange a phone call if possible. But Paul, his question here was, I wonder if it would be nicer to stock the LM Liftmaster rails and header brackets and bolt the rails onto a Chamberlain from Home Depot. And when I heard that, I thought, that's not a bad idea. I have thought about this many a times, and I kind of want to go into some details on my opinion of it. And I'd love to hear what you guys do. Maybe there's somebody out there that does it and it works for them. So let's get into it. Let's discuss this and see what we can come about of it. So, I've been doing this for over 18 years now. And I think I've kind of came to the conclusion. I'm still learning every day with you guys. You teach me a lot. Thank you for that. For the most part, at least the customers in our demographic area really don't care too much about the opener. They want it to do a few basic functions. They want it to open and close the garage door reliably. They want to have the remotes. They want to have the range on the remotes that they want. Sometimes they want an outside keypad. And typically, some of them have gotten onto they want the Wi-Fi to know if the door is open or closed so they can do it from their phone. And that's about the gist of it. Sometimes they want dual lights on it. But the rest, I've never gotten too many people that are really, really savvy about asking me about a bunch of details on it. Is it fully chained? Is it got a good pulley on the front? This and that, because Liftmaster has always been one of those companies that, they do the kind of the marketing scheme, right? The lifetime warranty on the motor, right? And people think that's the whole unit, which is not. And I've never had anybody yet to this day confront me with paperwork and say, this thing should be covered under warranty. I've kept all this paperwork. No, typically they're the third owner of the house. So, and you can see like in this picture, this one's a piece together rail. I'm assuming I can just barely see, you won't see. It's not a very good picture of it, but it's a cable slash with the chain, for the wrap on it. Now I was just thinking about it. The last belt drive I installed, came fully wrapped with a belt, right? So if you go with a belt drive, you're kind of, in the same situation as you buy the professional series to some degree. There is some little quirks to them, obviously the pulleys and that. I know there's some little nicer features. The only time I think about some of the professional series, besides the box store series, would be due to headroom issues. Now, where I've ran into the box store issues is if you have to slam it against the rafters on the ceiling is what I'm trying to say. And that square trolley piece has got to go thump, thump, thump over the rafters. That can be a problem. So let me make it clear. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I just had a mindset at one time in my career that I had to go with the professional series, right? And I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to educate some people on maybe we need to open up our horizon a little bit. Because at the end of the day, right, it's about profit. It's about paying, the employees, being able to purchase uniforms, being able to do advertising, being able to buy another service truck, to put food on the table, right? And what I'm saying is I think sometimes we can get wrapped up a little bit too much in that we think the customer is going to use us because we have this professional line when all they really care about is just getting their stuff fixed at a reasonable price. It's going to do the job, and everybody can go home at the night and they're happy. So just keep that in mind. And so going back to the garage door opener, the problem I've noticed is when you do this kind of thing, right, with the rails, is now you got two separate vendors in a sense, where if you buy it from the box store, you got one vendor. And that vendor, that box store vendor, typically does not give a rat's behind about whatever happened to it. You guys have been there. I've been there. You go into these stores. There's just some person that works at the front desk. You hand them the box over. They go, what's wrong with it? And you say, it doesn't work, or it's missing parts, or it's this. And they shove it into a shopping cart and they go, do you want a refund? Do you want to exchange it? Or do you want to go get another one? And what I'm trying to say is on the back end of stuff, that stuff doesn't sit at your shop. That stuff that's not sitting there for employees to think, oh, it's just going to sit here. I'm going to take this, or now it's collecting dust, or gets rained on, and now the vendor says, I'm not taking this. This has got mouse poop in it. It's got damage on it. You don't have an RGA for it. What I'm saying is that behind the scenes is what I'm trying to say for some guys that are doing this stuff, that maybe because in all my years, the stuff hasn't gotten any better. It seems like it's either the same or gotten worse with quality. So I kind of personally don't think you should mix vendors because I think it just causes you more headache, honestly. I do remember there was a time when I was doing kind of the rails and I was doing a different head unit because of shipping reasons. And I remember that the box stores would come with this plastic. I don't know what the terminology for it is, but this piece of plastic clip that would go on the top to help spread the chain away from the rail. So as the chain, the opener would fire up, it wouldn't slap against the rail and make a tinging noise, you know what I mean? And I ended up buying it separately, so it cost me more time and more effort, right? And eventually as you grow, you're going to realize how valuable your time is, that you don't got all this time in the world, because by the time you're trying to fix brakes on the vehicle and you're fixing the trailer and you got a flat tire here and you got to go here because something broke and another service call, a warranty issue, it adds up to a lot. So, but that plastic thing came with the store-bought one, you know what I'm saying? And I can't even say with the Chamberlains that I've ever put together with the tube, right? It's never like I really had one fail to the point of where I went, you know what, I'll never use this again. I'm going to the professional series. Here's an example too, right? I had an air conditioner be put into a rental one time. And it was when the cough syndrome was going on. I didn't even care really what I used a good company that had good reviews, right? That I trusted, that I said, I want them to take care of me. So I was on the other side of it. I was a customer. They're the service techs. The owner literally comes in, says, hey, we're going to provide this certain air conditioner unit, the outside unit, right? The condenser part, whatever, it sits outside with the fan. We can't get the one which we normally use, which I think was Train at the time or something. We have to go with this Carrier or something it's called. I can't remember because it's made by the same company. See, those are the same things that go on, right, in the garage door. It's just like Chamberlain with Liftmaster. It's really the same. It's just there's little caveats to it, right? We got the professional series. But I honestly believe we pay a premium. You know what I mean? We don't get discounts because we cannot buy in bulk like they can. So that's why I kind of look at it and I go, you know what? You're never going to beat the box stores. You're never going to beat the Walmart. You're never going to beat the Lowe's. You're never going to beat the Home Depot in that kind of volume. You know what I mean? And if they're giving you such great service where you can just take it back in on a cart and go, I don't want this. I want another one. And you don't have to worry about it. That's the beauty of it. Where the customer service on this stuff has really gone down south. I would love it that if I could get good customer service, I would not mind paying a premium. I wouldn't mind spending $20, $40, $60, $100 on top of what I have to buy at the box store. If I knew when I called them, they said, let's do a FaceTime, or let's do this, or we can't diagnose this, we can't guarantee this, we're going to send you a whole new unit out tomorrow, ASAP. You know what I mean? That's the kind of service I would like. And I would say, this is why I pay them $20, $40, $60, $120 more per unit than buying at the box store, because they're going to send this right to my door. We don't get that. Instead, you got to send it back. You got to do the UPS. You got to, and if you don't have somebody to do that, this stuff can add up, especially when you start growing. So to kind of sum things up, like I said, I don't think we should mix them. I would love if somebody does and they say this works and actually save money and it's beneficial and I have zero, not zero because there's no guaranteed for zero. But I mean, look at the picture here. Even the old Stanley, some were built on a Wednesday, some were built on a Friday. It seemed like I've seen some that were only 5 years old and I was gutting them, changing them out, and I had some that seemed like they were 30 years old and they still work to today. And they got a plastic trolley. They were cheap of the cheap. They got, the chain / cable for the what moves the operator of the trolley. And people don't normally care. They never care until it breaks, until I show up. So I definitely would like to hear your guys' opinion on it. Like I said, I kind of think about it more, and I think about like when I was doing stuff for Lowe's even, you'd be amazed. And I don't want to say I don't know how to explain it. I love our customers. I know you guys love your customers. We all love our customers. But I'd be so surprised when I would build an opener at night at my house, right? That I had to go out. I'd do normally 3 a day, right? And they were long trips. They were too far away. What I always tell you guys, don't travel that far. And I'd build them all. I had their models, and then they were already pre-built. That would save me about 30, 45 minutes on the job site. And I had a little trailer I'd drag behind me. I had them in them. And I would literally walk in people's garage. I'd pick up their opener that they bought, right? They're in the box. Now it's the same exact one. I went to Lowe's and bought it just like they did. And I'd put that one in my truck. I would literally walk out of the trailer with their, same opener basically, but, just not the same. But on my shoulder, I'd walk in and I literally would watch people, and I was always waiting for somebody to go, whoa, 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 time out, time out. I'm not, no. I want you to install the one I bought. I don't know where that one came from. I don't know if you changed the guts in it. Now, here's a theory. Maybe somebody knows, maybe somebody don't. My mom mentioned to me once, love you, Mom, and I never thought about this, but she said, you ever notice, right? You go into a mattress store. She says you can sit on beds, lay on beds, and I'd love to hear somebody's opinion. And she said, maybe somebody worked there before. You can lay on the bed, right? But you cannot get that bed. You can lay on it, and they said, no, this is display model. This is display model. You can't have this one. You wouldn't want this one. This is display model. And she says, then, you set up a time, and they'll deliver you one. She says, I believe that they're possibly giving you a little bit cheaper mattress. I don't know. That could be true, but I know one thing. They're on corners, and I don't make that kind of profit to have a full glass front corner showroom on the corner of a major intersection. I can tell you that much. So I don't know how much profit margin they're making on those mattresses, but that is something to think about, that if they're, the ones that are on display are a little bit nicer than the ones that they're going to deliver, right? Because it's a hassle. Who wants to call back and, maybe you're like, maybe today I'm just not feeling the same. This one's just not quite as nice, but even it has a sticker, right? Well, it's kind of like garage door openers. You kind of finesse them a little bit, right? I mean, it's kind of, they got the name, Chamberlain, Liftmaster. They're an opener. They go up and down, So, anywho, I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on it. Let me know what you guys do out there. I'd love to hear if you think I'm crazy or not. Let's have a conversation about it down in the comments. So hope to talk to you soon, and hope you guys have a great morning, evening, night, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks for being here. We'll see you later.